ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು VTU ಪ್ರೆಪ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕ್ಲೌಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ 1 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಸ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಕ್ಲಸ್ಟರ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ವಿತ್ ಅ ನೀಟ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್, ರೈಟ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ನೋಟ್ ಆನ್ ಪಿಯರ್ ಟು ಪಿಯರ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲೀಸ್, discuss system attacks and threats to cyberspace resulting in 4 types of losses, explain critical cluster design issue and feasible implementation, describe virtual machine primitive operators, explain virtual machine with architectures of compared with traditional physical machine, explain the following: Internet of Things, cyber physical system, memory storage, and wide area network. Explain computing paradigms distinction. Describe the classification of parallel and distributed computing systems. Discuss the evaluation and application of high performance and high throughput system. Explain multi-threading technology with respect to 5 microarchitecture in modern CPU processors. Discuss the fundamental components and working principle of modern multi-core processor with a NAID diagram. Compare different virtual machine architecture, native virtual machine, hosted virtual machine, and dual mode virtual machine with physical machine model. Also discuss virtual machine primitive operators. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ virtual machine primitive operators ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು. Module 2 Important Questions of Cloud Computing. Explain in detail about implementation level of virtualization. Explain how migration of memory, files, and network resource happen in cloud computing. Explain virtual machine based on intrusion detection system. Write steps for creating a virtual machine, configure and deploy a virtual machine with specific CPU and memory requirement in Google Cloud, or write 5 commands and explain exploring AWS Amazon Web Service Cloud Shell. Define virtualization. Explain 5 abstraction levels of virtualization with a neat diagram. Define hypervisor with a neat diagram. Explain Zen architecture. Explain in detail virtualization in multi-core processor with a neat diagram. Define live migration. Explain live migration steps and performance effects. Explain implementation levels of virtualization. Implementations level ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು. ಡ್ರಾ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ virtualization. Explain how virtualization support at OS level. Explain virtualization of CPU memory and input-output devices. Describe virtualization for data center automation. Module 3 Important Question. Explain cloud service models with diagram. Explain cloud deployment models. Write a note on public cloud platforms GAE, AWS and Azure. Define cloud computing and list the characteristics. Write benefits and challenges of each service. Write a note on intercloud resource management. Discuss public, private and hybrid clouds. Explain the classification of cloud based on the types of service offered. Write a neat diagram, explain generic cloud architecture, explain different types of architecture design challenge. With a neat diagram, explain any two public cloud platforms. Discuss IaaS, PaaS, SaaS cloud service models at different service levels. Explain private, public and hybrid cloud deployment models. Write short notes on global exchange of cloud resources. Discuss a set of cloud service provided by Microsoft Azure. Module 4 Important Questions of Cloud Computing. Discuss security of database services. Explain security risk posed by shared images and management OS. Discuss how virtual machines are secured. Explain reputation system design option. Discuss top security concerns and security risk faced by cloud users. Explain different types of cloud data encryption method. With a neat diagram, explain virtual security service provided provided by hypervisor. With a need diagram, explain the corresponding security measures taken out each cloud service model. Summarize cloud data encryptions and challenges in data encryption. Write a note on cloud security defense strategies. Explain anomaly detection techniques in cloud. Describe data and software protection techniques. Briefly explain reputation guided protection of data centers. Explain access control and identify access management. Module 5. Write difference between cloud and grid computing. Explain the following: server key computing, edge computing, AI/ML in cloud, containerization with Docker and Kubernetes, quantum computing in cloud. Explain AWS services. Explain the features of cloud and grid computing. Distinguish between AWS, Azure, GCP, IBM Cloud. List out best practice for cloud software development. Summarize different features of cloud and grid platform. With a need diagram, explain MapReduce framework and overall structure of MapReduce program. Design a program using a MapReduce functions to count number of occurrences of each word in a sentence. Most people ignore most poetry. Most people ignores most people. With a need diagram, explain the architecture of data mutation sequence in Google file system. What are the various system issues for running a typical parallel program in either parallel or distributed manner. With a need diagram, explaining the data flow in running a MapReduce job at various task trackers using Hadoop library. Discuss a programming the Google App Engine. With a need diagram, explain OpenStack Nova system architecture. These two important questions of cloud computing.